Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome to Mount and Blade Warband 1860s Old America. So, as you guys should be able to more or less tell based off the fact that this episode, or this part, has a 0.5 at the end of the part name, or part number, excuse me. I want to make it abundantly clear. This series is not cancelled, but I am going to be placing it on hold in the meantime. I will still play it myself in the background, this specific save. The main reason the series is going hold is because I just don't think it's interesting to watch anymore, at least not right this second, because we here in the American settlers are in a war with Maximilian, but guess what? Nobody wants to fight Maximilian, and I sure as hell am not going to be able to do it alone. They're too tightly packed and their stuff is fairly well defended, so my 80 men is not going to cut it, and for the most part people don't want to follow me. So I'm not really able to go and ask a number of the other generals to come follow me and we all run down here and try and take a couple of these forts, hopefully enough to be able to try and get a peace deal with them, so that we can then turn our attention to the Plains Indians, who honestly, in my opinion, are the real targets that we should be going after. So if the AI was smart, it would do what I do, or it would do what I would do. Or, well, in the case of this game, what I would do. In the case of something like EU4, what I do. If I'm in a war with somebody who is not able to do any damage to me, I pretty much ignore the war. I would instead go ahead and declare war on the Plains Indians, try and snag as much of their stuff as we can as quickly as possible. Because Maximilian's not going to do anything to us. I've never seen his troops outside of the Yucatan. So I'm pretty sure they basically sit in their forts and their cities all day doing nothing. Just waiting for an enemy to come running by so that they can go jump out of the fort or the city and try and chase after them. So, yeah, Maximilian's not doing anything. His troops aren't trying to attack our generals unless we get close to them. They're not trying to take our forts and cities. They're sitting down here in the Yucatan Peninsula doing diddly squat. So personally, I don't think the game's currently interesting to watch. My army is not powerful enough to go one-to-one, or to go one-on-one with Maximilian's generals. So, yeah. And what remains of the Plains Indians, I am again not able to take by myself. I would need another general. But that's not going to happen, more or less, unless we end up in a war with the Plains Indians. So, yeah. And we're not going to end up in a war with the Plains Indians until we have a peace deal with Maximilian. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm going to have another series take over for this series in the meantime. Hopefully, by the time that I finish that series, this series will be interesting to watch again. If, while I'm recording the series that's going to be replacing this series becomes interesting, then I will stop playing so that I don't move out of the interesting to watch section of the game. And then once I finish the series that's replacing it, we pick up for wherever I left off. Again, the hope is that at some point between me placing this series on hold and me finishing the series that's going to be replacing this in the meantime, that this series will become interesting to watch. Again, the series is not canceled, it's on hold. I'll be playing it myself, so we will not be on September 26th, I guess, year 0, because for some reason that's just the way the mod labels the years. Rather, we will be on whatever, and we won't be running around with 80 troops. We'll be running around with maybe 100 or 120 or whatever it is, depending on exactly how far along I get and how much I end up playing the save for myself. I mean, I'll try to generally play for maybe 30 minutes or so a day, because that's roughly what my parts are in length. But I make no guarantee that I actually will manage to play it every single day. But yes, so I just want to let you all know that this series is on hold in the meantime. Again, hopefully, we will manage to get the series back to being interesting to watch, because as it stands right now, we don't really have anything we can fight. We have bandits, very little experience, We could attack the Plains Indians, lose battles and troops just to gain experience, but that seems like a waste of troops. We could again do the same against Maximilian, but again, seems like a waste of troops. I could try to piss off the Confederacy. I mean, they're not exactly powerful in terms of territory, so, I mean, we might be able to beat them. But, yeah, no, probably not going to happen. And no point really trying to attack the U.S. federal government right now because they are, I want to say, probably roughly equal strength to us in terms of amount of territories. So, yeah. Like I said, this series is on hold in the meantime. Hopefully, the series will be interesting to watch again once I finish the series that's going to be replacing this in the meantime. But until then, I just want to go ahead. I just want to let you all know. The series that's going to be replacing this, I don't think is going to be a particularly long series. I mean, we're looking at maybe a maximum of 20 parts, depending on how well things go. And exactly how long those parts are, of course, as well. But yeah. So, I will see you guys next time. But until then, goodbye and farewell. And I'll try to keep you guys up to date on what's happening in the series. In fact, I'll try to make a log of any interesting events that occur between the series going on hold now and the series starting up again whenever that ends up actually being. But yeah, so if you guys follow me on any of my social media pages, i.e. Twitter, Facebook, Google+, or hell, even join the Discord, I'll probably be making periodic posts if anything interesting occurs, with maybe a screenshot or so, depending on exactly what it is. So yeah, my advice, follow me on one of those. That way you can actually be kept up to date on any interesting events that occur while trying to get this series to be in an interesting portion of the game again. But yeah, so until the next video it is on my channel that you watch, I will see you guys next time. But until then, goodbye and farewell. Seems a little weird that both of those are tied to New Orleans. I mean, I would probably have Fort Houston, or Houston suburbs, tied to Fort Houston, and Gravestone either tied to Fort Clark or Fort Houston, depending. Seems weird that those are tied to New Orleans. But whatever. Yes, so I will see you guys next time. But until then, a goodbye and farewell.